Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Spill the Secrets. This episode, because Mother's Day is coming up, I thought it would be best to introduce all of the good things about things that I've learned from my mom, things I've seen on TikTok, going viral about hygiene, all those good things. So if you're interested, stay tuned because we're about to deep dive into some stuff.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Now, you guys know I love a good one-on-one conversation, so get ready. Hi guys, my name is Skya. I am the social media sales and marketing director here. I've been apparently speaking this into existence. Every time I talk about it, I'm just the manager, but you know, with growth comes opportunities. A little bit about me. I am from Georgia. I have been working at Bell Secrets for about almost 5 months now. And I would honestly say I've learned so much just about skincare, hygiene. Like, obviously I knew things before. So coming to this job was just something that was really interesting to me. And I felt like it just kind of fit because I was already literally had just kind of got into my skincare journey, like really taking it serious, really being intentional about it. But also like obviously scrolling on social media, getting acquainted with that, I ended up kind of getting into feminine hygiene. So if I can remember, I think one thing I remember growing up was the whole thing about shaving. Like shaving is too grown, or some people would say it's not even necessary. Like it's just a bunch of different things. And honestly, I feel like, again, it goes back to how you are raised, the importance of keeping your girlfriend downstairs clean, what is, I guess, deemed as grown or too adult-like for you. The same way with people in some cultures or even just some households about red lipstick or red nails or red attire. Like those colors, cultures, and things like that are deemed as like being Jezebels or just being too grown, too provocative, something a child shouldn't wear. And I'm just wondering if you guys agree with that. Like, is that something that you've done, or has your mom told you that wearing red nails or wearing red is like Jezebel? I had a friend who was like that, and my mom never really said that to me, but certain colors obviously gave too grown. And I believe, like, obviously, color on my lips when I was younger, absolutely not. I barely could wear lip gloss, like nothing that was too attracting to me because I was a young girl, and obviously, you know, there's things that happen, to not speak on it too much. But, and it's important just to, honestly, I feel like as moms, I don't have any kids, but the things that now that I'm growing up, I am 24. Now that I'm growing up, I'm kind of like, okay, I guess I understand, you know, some of the things. You don't want too much attention on your children. You don't want like monitoring spirits and eyes and all those things preying on your children. Like those are your babies. You're there to keep them safe and all of those good things, you know. Totally understand. I was the same way growing up also with like nails and stuff like that. Like my father wouldn't let me really wear press-ons or get my nails painted. It just kind of was, I feel like it was just that fear. I was also the baby girl. So I was the last girl. I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. And honestly, seeing the difference between parents who raise sons versus daughters is also a really, really big thing too. Which, even at my big age, I feel like some of the things that my brothers are allowed to do, it's not fair, you know? But to a certain point, it's like I'm trying to like grasp it, because obviously you wouldn't want to give the same standards to a young lady as a young man. Like there are certain things that each gender kind of does, and if you agree with that, comment down below. Or if you disagree, let's talk about it. Let's have a real conversation, because I definitely agree that some things, like you want your son to grow up to be a gentleman, you want your daughter to be a lady, but you know, in certain situations sometimes those things just don't happen. Like at the end of the day, it also is a respect thing. If somebody's not treating you with respect, you don't treat them with the respect. But that was another thing my mom taught me as well. But really back to getting into hygiene. Now, with my brothers, yes, eventually younger men, especially in the younger generation, a lot of people also talk about this on social media, is that the food that kids are given nowadays is way different than the generations before me or before them. All of those, like the nutrients and the ingredients and all of those things that are put into the food are making kids smell stronger, mature faster, and just all of those things. So it kind of does get into having to give like young boys like proper deodorant and actually have them wash their face. Now, I still go back and forth with my dad about this, but I feel like yes, a man should wash their face. Jesus. It's not like they have to have this ultimate skincare routine, even as a kid or a man or a grown man, whatever it is. Man and a grown man, the same thing. That's not true. Anyways, but it is really important because as they are growing, you want your young men to also be knowledgeable of what to put on their face and put on their body. Like, yes, it's okay. You want to have smell goods and smell like a man and all those things, especially growing up with younger brothers. Oh my God. But it's perfectly fine to have a normal shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. They do not have to all be in a 3-in-1. Please. It just does not sit right with me to have something that can go on your head and your private area. Like, I feel like they should be separate. The same way with women. Obviously, our area is a little more sensitive because it's closed in and, you know, all those things. We have a whole different setup than a man. But I think it's important for them to also get away from that 3-in-1. Like, have your shampoo and conditioner and have your private area stuff. Scented body wash honestly is not good for you, but sometimes I do use it. And what I do try to avoid though is my private area. Like, I don't want to have too many scents down there. What I actually do is I wash my body and then I'll rinse off and then kind of rinse again if I just feel like, okay, it might be a little bit of residue down there, and then I'll use my feminine wash down there. Same way with when I'm washing my hair in the shower. I personally do not like to hold my head over over the sink or back or anything like that. I do wash my hair in the shower, so I also make sure that I'm rinsing that product completely off of my body, because those products are good for your hair. They're good for cleansing that, not your body. So I don't want to be stripped from my natural oils, my natural moisture, and all those good things. So very good tip. I feel like another thing that, these are honestly just my story times. So if you guys share any of these, it might be a little TMI, but it also might be something to laugh about. But I was so nervous when I first got my period. I do not know why. My mom or my sisters never made it seem like it was like a bad thing or anything like that. I just didn't really, like, I knew about it, but I didn't know like what to really expect for real. Like, we never really had that conversation. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, do I talk to my daughter about it now, or do I wait till maybe it's closer to that time frame where women tend to get it, or like when it's too soon or when it's too late? Like, I feel like that's a lot of things that moms are going to have to kind of just figure out on their own. Like, there's no set mom book. I was so nervous, and I remember when I first started, and the first thought that I thought about when I think of period is blood. Red blood. I wouldn't say like bleeding everywhere, but like, you know, like it's bleeding. That is not what happened. I don't know if I thought I was sick. I think that's maybe why I thought I was scared to tell her, or just remember it happened for like 2 days before I told her. Like, it was that brown consistency. Like, it wasn't blood, but I knew that it was coming out of my coochie, my hoo-ha, my girl down there. I knew that it was coming out of there, but I'm like, what is this? Like, I think I also was just a little delusional. I started my period when I was in middle school. I think I was in 7th grade. But I just remember being scared. And when I finally told my mom, she was just like, "Are you serious? Why didn't you tell me?" Like she wasn't upset, but she was just like, "What made you think you couldn't tell me?" Like not that it's monumental and she's happy for me, but she was just like, "I can't believe you didn't tell me." Like I understand. Like I obviously she's older than me. That's my mom, so she knows about having a period and first periods and all those things. I did not want to tell her. I was so scared, and I don't know why. But after I told her, maybe within like an hour or so, she came back. She had got me like my cute little starter pack. I had little containers of like pads, panty liners. She got me a mini deodorant. Got me like little wipes too. Those are about it. And I was just like, wow. I remember the feeling of me, like my heart beating out of my chest because I did not know what was going on. And I was assuming, but I didn't want to say it because I was nervous. And I just hope that if you are a mom that's watching this or expecting, or maybe you already have kids and maybe they're young, I think sometimes it's like a way to introduce the conversation so that when the time does come, then your daughter is ready. She's, comfortable, and she'll be like, "Mom, I did it. I'm grown up," or whatever. Like, it's just, I don't know. I just remember being so scared. I was just like, wow, I could have saved the tears, the fears, all that, and went to my mom. Little things like that. And then I'll leave you guys with what was talked about. This is viral right now on TikTok. Is about women growing up again and not even knowing how to properly wipe. As someone who's grown up wiping front to back, you would think, in my mind, that would be kind of common sense. Like, my girl is more sensitive than my back. Like, when you think of your hoo-ha, you think of just regular discharge. That's where you pee out of. But the stuff that comes out the back is disgusting. Everybody has to do it. Nothing wrong with it. But I just feel like compared to the front, it's worse. So the thought of wiping back to front is a little insane. I was just reading the comments and all the things that people were talking about. It's just all depending on how you're raised. There are people who wipe back to front. There are people who maybe wash with their hands, or just rinse with water, go days without showering, like days. And again, it goes back to how you're raised. Now, you can't judge anybody on it. All you can honestly do is try to give them advice, try to be informative, educational, whether that's tips on underarms or your yoni, whatever it is, even for your face. Some people don't even know about proper skincare, what's good for your face, how to find out what's good for your face, where to go to find those things. All of this is all about research. And that's why for people that do know about this, and you come across somebody who has older or is just experiencing things that are unhealthy, that is going to be your time to educate and be their friend, help them out, and be the best you can as a person. Now, everybody's not going to be receptive, totally fine. It comes with life as humans. Everyone doesn't react the same way. But at the end of the day, as long as you feel like you've done your service as giving them advice, giving them tips, especially when you're going to public places like getting waxes and stuff and having to bust it wide open for your wax lady, and you have older, sometimes it's like it has to be said. Whether you take that advice or not, as long as now it's up to you to use it, But yeah, share any other comments that you guys have on hygiene that you've learned, whether from your mom, from the internet, just from scrolling, wherever you learned it from, or even share advice that you think may be common sense to you, but may not be common for other people. So those are just a little bit of story, a little bit of fun facts, a little bit of things that I've kind of encountered on the internet, and just a little bit about me And I don't know, I had fun on this episode. This one was, kind of quick, but what I like about this podcast in particular is spilling the secrets is literally all about being authentic and really just deep diving into things that people normally don't talk about consistently, or sharing my experiences, whether that's me or Ari or Jaden or Belle or anybody else in the office that works for Belle Secrets. That is what we're here for. So make sure you save this video, comment down below, share it to your friends, have a good laugh in the comments down below. Talk to me, let me know where you're from. Again, I'm from Georgia. I am from Atlanta, but more so the east side. That's where I grew up. Some more other things. I know a lot of people ask things about me on TikTok. I went to the University of West Georgia, graduated with my Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Graphic Design, so a little artsy. So if you're an arts major, comment down below too. But thank you guys so much for being here. If you have any questions, as always, about any products, any tips, any advice, recommendations, all of that, please, please, please comment them down below. But also, you can always email us at bellsecrets30@gmail.com, and I'll put it on the screen right here. Or you can DM us at any of our social medias, which are all right here as well. And you can follow us on those platforms as well. See you guys in another one. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah.